Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, the latest on the grass fire in Cass County that has burned 650 acres.
Plus, with any emergency, communication is key. And tonight, we highlight the dispatchers at the core of that communication.
But first tonight, the latest on the debate surrounding abortion across the nation and here locally. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
Polarizing beliefs on abortion have the U.S. government at odds with laws initially set to go into effect this Friday. Channel 8's Jatine Tinsley joins us now here in the studio with the very latest on that in our top story. Jatine?
That's right, Ron, and it's a contentious ruling, and it comes on the heels of a decision to suspend the abortion pill mifepristone. Lawmakers remain deadlocked after a Texas judge.
Well, in Nebraska, 72% of the abortions performed are chemical abortion drugs.
The ruling to ban chemical abortions that comes out of Texas from a judge said to have a long-standing history of pro-life beliefs was initially set to go into effect this Friday. That decision now hangs in limbo as the Biden administration appealed the decision within hours. Nebraska nonprofit Right to Life executive director says if the decision is upheld, it would be a win for Nebraskans because she believes the abortion pill is not safe and could have long-term health effects on women who use it.
Well, we have had long-standing concern for the chemical abortion procedure. There are many complications that can come from it, and there is no formal oversight for those complications.
Other Nebraskan organizations are in direct opposition of the judge's decision to suspend access to the pill. They say it not only sets women's health care back decades, but it can ultimately become a slippery slope for women's health care as a whole.
It's very dangerous when we have an activist judge who, again, is substituting their own personal beliefs over the agencies that have the expertise. And so I think it definitely is a slippery slope where we could see other medications, including contraceptives, on the line. And obviously that's another deeply concerning aspect of this decision as well.
While abortion rights are taking center stage nationally, locally, Legislative Bill 626, or the Heartbeat Act, will be up for debate Wednesday. It's a bill that would require doctors to stop performing abortions if they find a heartbeat through an ultrasound. Right to Life says it's necessary so doctors can be held accountable if they break the law the bill seeks to implement.
In the Nebraska Heartbeat Act, if a physician ignores that law and performs an abortion anyway, they will be held with the same medical scrutiny that they would for any other malpractice that they would commit.
The ACLU of Nebraska opposes the Heartbeat bill.
We at the ACLU of Nebraska and Nebraskans have told state senators that we don't want LB 626 to be passed.
Heartbeat Act will hit the debate floor this Wednesday, and as for the suspension of the abortion pill, it will likely head to the nation's highest court, the Supreme Court, for review.
All right, Jatine Tinsley reporting for us tonight on our top story. Thank you. Firefighters from more than 24 departments are still battling the remains of a massive blaze in Cass County.
It's located south of Lake Wakanda. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto was there today, and she talked to officials and joins us now with more. Veronica?
That's right, I'm here near the Lake Wakanda area in Cass County. As you can see behind me, this was one of the areas most affected by the fire. Since the weekend, multiple fire departments have been working together to contain it. Cass County declared a disaster Sunday, and funding is on the way after Governor Jim Pillen's approval. Officials say the fire first started in Iowa on Saturday before jumping across the Missouri River to Nebraska. They say it burned over 650 acres of land.
We have a lot of fires in Cass County. This is the first one like this that I've ever been on. But that doesn't mean it hasn't happened. It's just I've been the emergency manager since 2010. And I've never seen a fire like this, ever.
Officials say no structures or people are in danger at this time. Earlier today, Governor Jim Pillen was here to see the damages in the area. I'll have much more on that coming up at 6 o'clock. Reporting in Cass County, Veronica Barreto, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Veronica. And speaking of fires and emergencies, this week is National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week.
So first responders across the state are recognizing and honoring dispatchers for the work they do. And Channel 8's Matthew Medlighter joins us now with more on that. Matthew.
With wildfires raging in eastern Nebraska, first responders say communication between agencies is of the utmost importance, which is where 911 dispatch centers come in. I spoke with the 911 call center here in Lincoln, which covers about 900 square miles in Lancaster County and serves over 300,000 people. They say when it comes to grass fires, rural agencies will issue burn permits during certain times of the year when conditions are safe, but sometimes random fires happen and can get out of hand. That's when time becomes a factor, and it's critical that citizens make the calls to 911.
It's nice to be recognized for the work that we do, because not a lot of people know what we do. We help people, you know, that's the main goal, right? People call 911, they want us to assist them with what could eventually be, or essentially be, the worst day of their life.
Last year in October, Lancaster saw several wildfires south of Lincoln, and at the time, the city's telecommunications workers were used to organize responders and help citizens who were affected. The dispatch center said they usually work with multiple agencies to ensure rural fires are taken care of quickly. I'll have more on this story at 6.
Boy, they do a great job. Thank you, Matthew. Look forward to your story at 6. And crews all across Nebraska were very busy this weekend, fighting off several other wild and brush fires.
Here's video being shared by the Nance County Sheriff's Office. They say several agencies responded to a blaze in the ditch of Highway 22 on Friday. They were able to extinguish the fire. We've also seen reports of flames in Custer, Merrick, Buffalo, and Saunders counties. Yes, a busy weekend indeed, and the high winds made it especially difficult to control the fires.
Well, let's talk about the weather. Yeah, the winds were at times a problem over the weekend. Today, though, how are things looking, Rusty?
It was a quiet day, plenty of sunshine, temperatures above average, and that's going to continue for the next several days. No precipitation in sight for now, but there is a few chances in the forecast as we get towards the end of the week. We'll talk about that in a few, but here's what it looks like outside right now in Beatrice. Schoen's Roofing showing us at 6th and Perkins. It's pretty quiet, just a couple of clouds here and there, otherwise lots of sunshine and very mild. 74 degrees in Beatrice, 76 in Hebron, it's 75 in Wymore, Nebraska City a touch cooler, 71, 76 also in Grand Island, Broken Bow, 77s in North Platte and Ogallala, it's 76 in Lincoln. We haven't hit 80 degrees this year yet. I think that's probably going to change as we head through the next few days. Mostly sunny skies out there right now, just 1 or 2 clouds. More clouds to the west. There's a look at what it looks like towards downtown Lincoln. Just a few clouds. 76 degrees by 6 p.m., 72 degrees by 8 p.m. And notice the sunset. It is setting just after 8 o'clock now, and 62 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. That southeast wind at 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. That wind is going to pick up over the next few days. It could be very gusty as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, and we are going to warm up. Like I said, there are some 80s in the forecast as we head through Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday, and we could be very close to record highs towards the end of the week. So we'll talk more about that and when we'll cool back down in a few.
All right, thank you, Rusty. We do have new information tonight from Lincoln Police after a man drove off a bridge into Oak Creek. It happened over the weekend. Police say 54-year-old Chad Bright died at the scene near North 11th and Saunders on Saturday night.
They say Bright turned from Saunders onto 11th and went on to the median. He then hit a sign and continued on the median before going off the bridge. Police closed the road for about 5 hours Saturday night. Officials say hazardous materials made the water rescue difficult. They are still investigating what exactly caused this to happen.
And new details tonight on 2 fires in Lincoln over the weekend. This one, Sunday afternoon near 68th and Vine. LFR says flames spread from a fire pit to a nearby garage, and there was some smoke damage to a house there on the property. Damage is estimated to be around $45,000. The good news, no one was hurt.
Another one on Sunday afternoon that LFR put out was at a home near 37th and Cornhuskers. Officials say it likely started from a cigarette that fell onto an overstuffed chair. A woman and dog both safely escaped the fire. Authorities made a drug arrest after a traffic stop last night near 17th and G Streets.
While waiting for a service dog, officers asked the driver and passenger to wait outside of the car. Well, they say 50-year-old Larry Lynch threw an empty soda bottle at them before running away. A taser was deployed. Officers say they found nearly 6.5 grams of meth. Lynch tonight is facing several charges.
In Madison County, a woman is behind bars for trying to sneak drugs into jail through an inmate's undergarments. The sheriff's office says 37-year-old Nancy Zavala dropped off the underwear to an inmate at the jail during visiting hours. Deputies later discovered hidden meth during a search. Now officials in Lincoln County are investigating after a body was found at Union Pacific Railroad.
Investigators say they found a woman's body last night there in North Platte. It was wedged in a small generator room, which is located just behind the cab of a locomotive. An autopsy is scheduled. Anyone with knowledge of a missing female from Lincoln County or even Cheyenne is asked to contact police. A woman is in custody in connection to a crash in Sarpy County that happened last week.
The Sarpy County Sheriff's Office says 44-year-old Kristen Gregert had double the legal alcohol limit when she collided head-on with another vehicle in Papillion. It happened near 126th Street, just south of Werner Park. The other driver was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Today, yet another mass shooting, this time at a bank in downtown Louisville. The police, FBI, and ATF continue their investigation tonight.
Officials say 4 people were killed, 9 more injured, including 2 police officers, by a 23-year-old employee of the bank who was armed with a rifle.
South Park here. Is here now. He's got a GSW to him.
Out of the wounded, 3 have been released. 3 remain in the hospital with non-critical conditions, and 3 others are in critical condition, and that includes 26-year-old Officer Nicholas Wilt, who graduated from Police Academy just 10 days ago. Now, for the governor and the mayor, the tragedy is personal.
We lost 4 children of God today, one of whom was one of my closest friends. Tommy Elliott helped me build my law career, helped me become governor, gave me advice on being a good dad. We also lost Juliana Farmer, Jim Tutt, Josh Barrick, each amazing people whose families grieve them, whose community will mourn and will miss them.
I'm a survivor of a workplace shooting. To the people who survived, whether you were physically hurt or not, I know that you're hurting too.
Now, the shooter was killed at the scene. Investigators are trying to piece together what happened and why. As of today, there have been at least 15 mass shootings across the nation in the month of April. And of course, it's only the 10th. Coming up, a special visitor speaks to Nebraska law students about innocent people who are behind bars.
Well, that story and your full forecast right after the break.
Children's Hospital and Medical Center, the very best for kids.
Once a conviction is reached, it can be very difficult for someone who was wrongly convicted to be released. A law professor from Northeastern University in Boston came to Lincoln to give a lecture about those challenges.
That's right. Daniel Medwed spoke to Nebraska law students about the struggles of getting wrongfully convicted people out of prison. In fact, he's even written a book about it. He said once a conviction is reached, the person is no longer presumed innocent, and the system that's in place right now makes it difficult to get people out of prison.
One of these myths of the criminal justice system is that there are endless appeals and endless remedies to free people who are guilty or innocent after trial. But the reality is, as the Supreme Court has said, the trial is the main event. The trial is what matters most. And if you lose at trial, it becomes dramatically more difficult over time to prove your innocence.
Now, while in Nebraska, Medwed plans to speak with Ernest Jackson, a man who many believe is wrongfully being held in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Medwed said he wants to learn more about his case before deciding whether or not to pursue the case to get him free, or at least to get him a new trial.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
We'll start tonight with just a little bad news, unfortunately. Air quality alerts are in place for about the eastern quarter of the state from Grand Island, O'Neill east, and does include the capital city, Omaha, Beatrice, basically eastern Nebraska. Reason behind it are the prescribed burns that Kansas usually does this time of year. So just in advance of this, for tonight, tomorrow, and through Wednesday, the chance for that air quality to dip low is out there. So here's what one of our stormcasts says the potential is. You can see that coming up like this, and right now it just has it in southeastern Nebraska, but it's certainly possible that it makes its way further west and north. So because of that, the eastern quarter of the state is under that air quality advisory, and then it kicks on off to the north and east. So unfortunately, it's going to be warm, it's going to be windy, and we may have some smoke to deal with over the next few days. Outside though, right now, look at these cute little clouds, just little tiny cumulus clouds. Southeast Community College at 84th and O Street, showing just a little bit of cloud cover. Now, if you missed, I did this last night, but today is one of those days that fits into this chart. So I want to talk about it, the chance it will freeze again in the capital city. I spent a ton of time outside yesterday and this morning, and I got to thinking about my garden. Can I start planting? Well, here are the dates. The earliest last freeze, March 27th. That's the earliest we've ever seen the last freeze of the season. So a 99% chance you're likely going to see a freeze after March 27th. Well, how about today? It's April 10th. We've got a 75% chance we're still going to see another freeze. About average is right here, April 25th. So still a couple of weeks away from that, 50-50 chance. So you're flipping a coin if you start to plant things on April 25th. You're probably okay. May 12th, 25% chance that there's still a freeze out there. And then the latest we've ever had a freeze is May 29th. So just a 1% chance that there would be a freeze after that. So I'm going to wait till May, just to be safe, because it only takes one more freeze and boy, your entire garden is shot. But today, it's really mild out there. We're between 70 and 76 degrees. Not much of a wind. It's out of the east at 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. Valentine, one of the breezier spots, at 17 miles per hour. Just a few clouds to the north and west. Everybody else, lots of sunshine, maybe just a few of those tiny cumulus clouds. Stormcast doesn't have any cloud cover on it either. This is Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. A couple of clouds floating by, so I think we'll see more sunshine than anything as we head through the next couple of days. The chance for precipitation comes back, but it holds off until the end of the week. I'll show you that on the 10-day forecast. Tonight, though, very mild by about 10 degrees above average. We'll see lows in the middle and upper 40s, maybe even a few 50s out there. Mostly clear, mild, 48, southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then tomorrow, summer for a few days, just a taste of it, won't stick around, but middle 80s, 84 degrees in Lincoln, mostly sunny, warm, a little breezy, southwest wind 10 to 20. That'll really pick up on Wednesday and Thursday. It'll be out of the south at 15 to 30, gusting towards 40 miles per hour. But your 7-day forecast, we start to see the temperatures get closer to normal as we head towards the weekend. Storms possible on Friday, maybe on Saturday too. A cooler day on Sunday, that's actually pretty close to normal. 65 on Monday, then we work our way back up into the 70s as we head towards the middle of next week when we see our next chances for storms. But a very summer-like forecast for the next few days.
Yes, it is. All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. Split day on Wall Street today. The Dow gaining just over 100 points. NASDAQ falling about 4. S&P adding 4. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
This week, the students rallied.
Yesterday was, of course, Easter, and some orangutans had the opportunity to enjoy an Easter treat. Sophia and Heidi, two orangutans at the Brookfield Zoo in Illinois, went on an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, workers scattered and hid hard-boiled eggs throughout the habitat, and once discovered, the primates peeled away the shells using their mouths, and well, they enjoy the insides. Zoo staff consider the egg hunt to be an enrichment exercise to physically and mentally stimulate the animals.
Oh, fun.
Oh, yeah, but that was good.
I know our producer, Brittany, told me she did little plastic Easter eggs with dog treats inside for their dogs to find in their
What a
apartment.
great idea.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
Aww.
Animals can participate too.
Did you find any eggs, Rusty?
We didn't do eggs because they cost like $50 a dozen. But
you'd have to put another mortgage on the house, right?
Yeah. So we did just baskets and put the candy in there for the kids, and we kind of hid them, but they're getting to the age where they They're like, okay,
come on,
thanks,
Mom and
Dad. So we didn't try very hard, but you know, the kids still got their candy, and they just love that. But
that's worth it.
They were able to get outside and play after for much of the weekend, and I think that's going to be the case for much of the week too. We've got plenty of sunshine out there right now, a bit of a breeze out of the north, and temperatures are very mild. If you like it warm, well, here you go. 76 in Lincoln, 74 in Beatrice, 75 in Columbus, also in Aurora, 73 in York, and 77 in Norfolk. And we're going to tack on almost 10 more degrees each day for the next few days. Not much on the satellite and radar, just a few clouds for the western half of the state. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies, a few poofy cumulus clouds for portions of eastern Nebraska. Your Lincoln forecast Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Like I said, a very summer-like forecast. The closest I think we're going to get to the record high will be on Thursday. 89 is the record high set back in 1936. We'll be at 85, so really close there. Here's your hour by hour. We'll get to the middle 80s by tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us.
Have a great evening. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Need a better night's sleep? Come see us. At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, our custom-made mattresses are built to your needs, backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning